Here with subrosity.com. Bonjour, everyone in the interwebs. Hello, hello. Friends, welcome to Paris. Springtime in Paris is one of our beloved collections here at Subrosity. It is absolutely a fan favorite. We have over 100 flavors of loose leaf tea that we sell all year. However, the majority of the live videos that I do are limited edition collections, which means they're only going to be around for a short period of time. These teas are delicious and they're inspired by desserts that you might get in Paris. Oh, bonjour, bonjour. Ça va? Très bien, I hope. Friends, we are a small company. We are based in Northern Ohio. We will ship anywhere in the United States. My name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea. Have you been to Paris? Have you traveled abroad? Have you been recently? I have been to Paris more than several times. I'm a one lucky girl. My husband actually proposed to me along the Seine River with the sun setting in the background, right in front of the Eiffel Tower. It was a most gorgeous scene. It was definitely my heart's desire to have one of those great romantic proposal stories to tell my friends. And lucky me, I can tell this great story annually when we bring out this great collection. So yes, I've been to Paris several times. You will hear that my accent is terrible, which is a complete disgrace. I studied languages in college. More like a hobby, certainly not a full-time passion. But then recently I picked it back up just for reading comprehension and having fun. And my accent is absolutely still terrible. Hey there, Miss Amy. Oh, thanks for joining us live. I appreciate it. Friends, you can join our tea community. We are live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch the videos on our website, which is subrosity.com. You can download our mobile shopping app. You'll find it in your favorite app store. It's Sub Rosa Tea, which is 3 words with 2 spaces. The app is free to download. And almost always you can also watch the videos on social media, on Facebook, and sometimes even Instagram. They're live there too, but they're not interactive on social media. I love connecting with you that way, but you will have to go to our website in order to make a purchase. If you are watching the live video, live or on the replay, on our website or our mobile shopping app, the videos are interactive. So if there's something that you'd like to purchase, it'll already be on your screen when you're watching the video. And then you can just tap to select the size or perhaps color if we are talking about a tea accessory. So all of these teas though, friends, they are limited edition. They're only going to be around 6 to 8 weeks. We have brought back some fan favorites and we've got a new tea to tell you about. This particular tea collection is 1 black tea, 2 green teas, and 3 that are caffeine free. So there's 6 in this collection. We have a green rooibos tea, a red rooibos tea, and a decaf salon tea to tell you all about. So whether you want to daydream about Paris morning, noon, or night, we have got your taste buds covered. Now again, friends, as you can see, hopefully you can see the countertop with loose leaf tea. I'll bring these closer, but we sell loose leaf tea, which means it's not in a tea bag. So we sell the tea by size. A half ounce is going to make you about 6 to 8 cups. That we call that the try me size. The value size is 2 ounces. It'll make you about 20 to 25 servings. And our bulk size is 8 ounces. It's going to make you about 100 cups of tea. And what I mean by a cup is roughly an 8-ounce cup. So maybe not a China teacup that's probably just 4 ounces and maybe not a grande, but somewhere normal. And of course, loose leaf tea, you can mix 2 flavors. You can add more tea leaves per water ratio if you like your tea stronger or weaker. And all of these teas are good, hot or cold. Oh, I see lots of people watching today. I appreciate that. So what are you sipping on today? Any fan favorites? When I'm recording these live, it's 8 p.m. my time. So typically when I'm making the videos, when I'm recording the videos, I would be steeping up a caffeine-free tea. I wouldn't say caffeine, I'm not caffeine sensitive in that way, but I want to drink a caffeine-free tea. sometime during the day. I want all of the antioxidants. Specifically, rooibos tea is known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. Even though I don't really suffer from any of those ailments, I don't want to either. And rooibos is so good for your bone health. It is definitely one of those conscious choices that I'm making to add more tea to my daily schedule. Even though I'm going to drink a caffeine tea during the day, I'm going to make sure that I add that nighttime teacup to get all those antioxidants as well. So you can buy all of these teas individually. I'm going to talk about them individually, but if you're looking to save money, buying the bundle is the way to go. Like I said at the top of the video, this particular collection, it's in a bundle. It's called Springtime in Paris, and you can find the bundle on our limited edition webpage or on the tab on our mobile shopping app called Limited Editions. You can also shop by collection on the mobile shopping app, which is really nice. After you download the app, you're going to see along the bottom, there's a word called shop. And even if you're not ready to buy, click the shop button because you're going to see the tea populated by collection, which we happen to think is really fun. It kind of sets us apart, and it gives you kind of an insight on which flavors you're going to, how you're going to go about finding your flavors. Some of our limited edition collections are based on themes, but some are quite seasonal. Very soon we'll be talking about our spring into Easter collection, or St. Patrick's Day, that's for a holiday. Other themed collections that we sell are really based on flavor profile. So we have a whole bundle of just chocolate teas. We have a whole bundle of just chais. And yes, we already have a whole bundle of Earl Grey teas, but there's a new one here in Paris. Let's get to talking about those teas, friends. First up, let's talk about that new tea, the new Earl Grey tea. This is Morning in Montmartre. If you are not familiar with this, Montmartre is a section in Paris, the 18th arrondissement, and it is known as the artist section. So it is definitely a place where Sacré-Cœur is, and it's a place that the majority of tourists do wind up visiting. It's very iconic. And there have been some recent television series where the young girl is in Paris and she loves it there, most definitely. And the mornings are absolutely breathtaking. Most of the time when I was there, it was quite foggy, but still breathtaking nonetheless. This is an Earl Grey tea. What makes it Earl Grey is bergamot. So we do have Earl Grey teas that are black, green, and caffeine free. This is a black tea base. In addition to the bergamot, you're also going to find caramel and vanilla. It is nice and smooth with oolong and black tea blended together. It is definitely a favorite. I thought when I created the raspberries and cream Earl Grey that was going to be the end all for me, that was going to be the one that I drank it nonstop for months. I loved it so much. But I have to say, this one it's growing on me. It gets me out of bed in the morning. A craving for this cup of tea gets me out of bed. That is how delicious it is. It is brand new to us, and I can't wait for you to try it. Next up, we're going to move on to the green teas. Green teas are naturally low in caffeine. This is creme brulee. Now, creme brulee is not a limited edition tea. Whoop, nope, it's here. This is the green tea. It's a gunpowder base. I said that once to a person in person, not over the camera, not in the interwebs. And she just looked at me like, that's the weirdest thing. It's the type of tea. It is the name of the type of tea. And I will tell you that gunpowder lends itself perfectly to sweet notes. It makes it a very balanced blend. And creme brulee, if you're not familiar with the dessert, even though I suspect all of you are, it has a creamy custard base, but it has caramelized sugar on the top. So it's technically like burnt sugar. It's cooked, burnt, it's caramelized. It has a very, very specific flavor profile. You're going to find it here with this tea. Creme brulee is not limited edition. We sell it all year. We have had this springtime in Paris collection. I think this is year 5. So I think this was part of years 1 and 2, and it was so popular, we now sell it all year. Very, very, very popular. We have achieved some of those flavor notes and the depth of flavor using hazelnut, cinnamon, and cream notes. You're going to find all of those here in the creme brulee, but I will tell you that it is one of those blends you can't pick it out. That even when I make creme brulee, yes, I'm using a whole vanilla bean that I'm scraping the pod, the seeds out of the pod. I am using a lot of depth of flavor. I am now adding cinnamon to my creme brulee. It is delicious, but it doesn't taste like a bowl of cinnamon. It's very light and in the background, and it adds an earthiness. I know you're going to love it. Very good, hot or cold. Next up, friends, honey pear galette. Honey pear galette. This green tea is returning. We have had it in the past. It is limited edition. If you are not familiar with a galette, it is typically a French pastry, very similar to a pie crust, somewhere in between an American pie crust and what we think of as phyllo dough. So the crust is kind of in between there, but flaky, delicious, and it's normally open face, so it's made in a very shallow pie tin, and then layers of your fruit. This galette, of course, is inspired by pears, very Parisian. It does have a little bit of spice to it, but typically what happens is in like an American apple pie, we might have a double crust with a crust on the top, but a galette is normally brushed with a honey glaze. So here we have used bee pollen to mimic those flavor notes, and the bee pollen is a biofuel, which your body is going to love. So this does have very light spice to it, a great fruit taste, in addition to honey in the background. Again, a fan favorite. We brought it back, but it's only available for a limited time. But it is a green tea, so it is another delicious tea that is fabulous cold steeped. You can put the tea leaves right in cold water in the fridge. 15-20 minutes, you will have a very delicious afternoon treat. Next up, friends, our blueberry lemon scone. Blueberry lemon scone. This is returning again, another fan favorite here. This is a caffeine-free tea, and this is a green rooibos base. Like I said at the top of the video, rooibos is the name of the plant. It's known to be good for headaches, inflammation, and insomnia. 2 versions of the rooibos plant, and we're going to use both of them here. This is a green rooibos base. This does have nice, large dried blueberries in the tea blend, and it does have lemongrass. It has some good, really light vanilla notes to it, but I will have to say that the most of the texture comes from the combination of currants, blueberries, and beetroot. So it's got that beautiful color to it, and it's nice and light. Sometimes lemon can be a little on the tart side, but this is a sweeter lemon with some light vanilla notes. If you're not familiar with a scone, it is typically served at breakfast time. Even though I've traveled abroad extensively in my life, I would say scones are not going to be your typical fare at a continental breakfast at one of these European hotels. A scone is something you're going to have to buy, but it will be worth waiting in line for. There's much more to Parisian breakfast than the croissant that you might be thinking of. Trust me, the scone is light and flaky, and definitely something you are not going to want to miss. Oh, hi, Miss Bay. Bonjour. Ça va? Oh, I hope très bien, right? I hope so. Next up, friends, is our... Whoop, I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry, excusez-moi. Next up, friends, is our cherry clafou tea. The cherry clafou tea, again, kind of a funny word, kind of a funny French word, a clafou tea. This is, again, friends, a fabulous dessert-inspired tea. So this is cherry clafou tea. It's caffeine-free. It is red rooibos base. If you can't tell, there are nice big slices of almonds in it. A clafou tea is a French dessert that is very typically a custard base that you're going to find a nice, thick, but single layer of fruit inside. So it's not tall or heavy. It is nice and light, extremely flavorful. Also time consuming to make one. Yes, I've made it several times. And a clafouti is not always cherry, but my personal recipe, my personal preference is a cherry clafouti. I love cherry and almond together. And as it turns out, cherry and almond are ingredients or flavor profiles that are commonly asked for of us as a tea company. So I know that a lot of you do seek out a caffeine-free cherry almond tea. And this is it. Okay. So I know clafouti again. I know it's a funny word, but I figure even if you don't know what it is, I think my audience is extremely well educated and curious. They want to be educated. They want to learn about things that they don't know. They're not scared of funny French words, are they? Faye, what are you sipping on right now? Are you having yourself a cup of tea tonight? We've got one more tea to tell you about in this limited edition collection. This is our chocolate eclair. This is the chocolate eclair, and it is caffeine free. This is a decaf Ceylon tea. So if you're not familiar with that, Ceylon tea is black tea. And yes, black tea does have caffeine. A decaf Ceylon tea has gone through the decaffeination process, which we use a CO2 process to remove the caffeine. And the reason why that is done is because we very specifically are searching out the L-theanine antioxidant in the tea. So for those of you living a caffeine-free lifestyle, you're not going to be getting that antioxidant from other caffeine-free style teas, but you can get it from a decaf Ceylon tea. This tea is rich, it's full-bodied. That's exactly what an eclair is to me. It is a rich, luxurious tea. Guess what, friends? All 6 of these teas have no sugar, no carbs, no calories. You're going to love how chocolatey and rich and flavorful this eclair tea is. Again, because of the decaf Ceylon, because it has dark chocolate and cocoa nibs, it just lends itself fabulously to a great dessert tea that you're going to want to add to your daily lifestyle. Now, those of you who partake in a latte, this is a good one to do that. I would say all of them could be no problem, but the eclair by far is my favorite. So for that, I would highly recommend you steep yourself up a cup of tea with just a little bit of water, like a 1/3 cup water, and then go ahead and steam your milk. Whether it be almond milk, skim milk, whole milk, heavy whipping cream, you're going to steam it separately. And when you're done, marry the two together. Kelly just joined and said eclair is the best. I appreciate that. It is definitely a fan favorite. And honestly, that reminds me, we've had an eclair in the past. If you haven't had it from us in a while, a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago, it was a black tea blend. And I am now making it as a caffeine-free tea. So keep that in mind. If you fell in love with it a couple years ago, the recipe hasn't really changed, but the actual tea base has. So it is now a caffeine-free tea. Friends, you can get all of these teas individually on our website and as a bundle at subrosat.com. Thank you so much for watching tonight. No matter what you do with the rest of your day, have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Au revoir.